This is Unitha El Muhammad with your word of the day. And today's word is narratives. Narratives. Sometimes we and others can create narratives, which are these stories about ourselves and about others. And we have to be careful about that. I don't know about you, but have you ever met someone and you created a narrative about them based on their behaviors or based on how you met them or based on your interactions with them, and you like, they a trip, they a hot mess, they it is, they crazy. And then you get to know them in some time later and you're like, oh, okay, they're not as crazy as I thought they were. Or when I had my interaction with them, they were going through something, or I just misread. It wasn't what I thought. And then we have a different narrative. But guess what? Sometimes when we put out narratives about people, that old narrative is still out in the atmosphere unless we come back and clean it up. So sometimes we have to even be mindful about the narratives we put out about people, about even what we say to ourselves. And we have to be able to change that narrative as we change and others change. And I know about me, there was times in my life when I had this negative narrative about myself. And once I got healed and continued to grow and continue to change, how would I look giving talking that same talk in my mind to myself when I have grown past that? So we have to remember that when we're dealing with others as well, is that sometimes when we have created a narrative that was false, or people have grown and evolved, that we need to change it and we need to clean it up by going back and saying, remember when I said so-and-so was a hot mess, they actually not as bad as I thought, or they've changed, or they've grown, or they're not, that's just how it is and how life is. And so let's remember about the narratives that we're putting out about people. Let's remember about the narratives we're putting out about ourselves. And then also be mindful when you're hearing a narrative about someone, that you take the time to investigate and learn about that person for yourself and on your own terms. Because what I've learned, a person can be a certain way with you and totally different with someone else. Someone that you couldn't be friends with, them and somebody else are more, in sync, and they can be the best of friends. So we just have to be careful about the narratives that we say about people and about ourselves, and then also what we hear about others, and learn how to judge a book not by its cover, but by the Spirit, and let the Spirit of the Lord lead you. So this is Unitha El Muhammad with your word of the day. And as always, I wish you peace and blessings.